Good afternoon. Yeah, just expanding on the other day with the coaches that I purchased. I managed to pull in these three little Pullmans, Mary, Ruth, and car number 79. These were made, I think they were made from about 1963 to 73, according to Pat Hammond's book. Now these coaches are about 8 3/4 inches, so it works out about 22.5 millimetre, 22.5 centimetres long. Ruth looks like she's been on a bit of a bender there. And this is car 79. But I'll stand corrected. I think this is the later issue because they have pinpoint wheel axles and plastic bogies, and they run okay. Looks like Ruth's had a bit of damage there too. I'll have to fix that up. But anywho, this would have been the equivalent of what you would have received in about 1960 out of the trainset, the RS23 and RS23. RS3 was an early version. Now I've only got the tender drive locomotive here. Unfortunately, it's Britannia, so I don't have the earlier version. Unfortunately, I just never got around to collecting it. Can't collect everything. This makes a bit of noise. Unfortunately, this is the only tender drive loco that I've had little or no success with dampening the noise down, but anyway, it is what it is, so I'll give it a run. That windy noise, there's nothing much you could do about it, eh? But with those shorter carriages, it really does look, they look out of place. But they persisted for quite a bit of time, I believe. There she goes. Yeah, I've got another train here, Elizabeth here, the Princess Elizabeth, and she's pulling the standard Pullmans. Now those coaches aren't named. I never had any, never received any naming plates or stickers, labels, whatever they supplied with them back in those days, unfortunately. So they're just blanks. Maybe one day I'll get around to putting their names on, but it doesn't mean that much to me, really, to tell you the truth. Carriages having names. But this is in reasonable condition. I'll have to turn that down. Just turn that off for a second while I'm talking. Yeah, the person that owned this one has labelled it car number 80 as opposed to car 79. I do have a car 79 somewhere, but this was the first box of carriages that I could lay my hands on. They're reasonably old, but they still run well, and they're outfitted with the table lamps and things in there, each of them. This is these lamps obviously look quite a bit newer, so this came out of an early Hornby box, so it's a Hornby iteration of this carriage. upgraded it. Obviously, there's quite nice detail around the rear door there. And it's just occurred to me I've got this carriage on back to front, but anyway, who cares? It is what it is. But there's a nice guard sign there on that door there, with the handrails and the crest there. Very nice. The American Pullman carriages. Anyway, we'll set her off. No, we won't. She's decided that she's not going to go. What's going on with you? There we are. The princess is pulling those nicely. I'll turn the other one back on. But compared to the other carriages, they do look out of place. There we are, look at that. Nice. Setting right up. Okay, this is Britannia at full speed. Motoring around. The other one, a bit of a derailment there somewhere. I don't know. Sounded like it was. I sworn that sounded like a derailment. Oh, maybe it re-railed. Anyway, this video's getting on for a bit, so I'll pull old Britannia up. And we'll slow down the princess. There she goes. Obviously those versions of the Pullmans were far superior, but we just dropped the light, but anyway, it doesn't matter. The early versions are always interesting to look at. And these are in reasonable shape. Ruth needs a bit of help, but I'll straighten her out. And there's car 79. Does this have garden written on it still? No, it doesn't. So a few differences there. You actually see into the carriage pretty well. So they gave it a crack back in the early days trying. Good on them. Anywho, I hope you found this interesting. I'll see you later.